More music on trendybeats.com.
Hi, Miss Linda. How far? Hi, Rachel. Why do you want to spoil the fun? I don't want to
Never even introduce it. Don't stop her.
It's my job to spoil the fun.
Okay, fine. We're sorry.
Because we have a business to do.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Mr. Tony Ghana.
Say my name again.
I'm going to say that again. Just answer my hi.
Say my name again.
Don't mind him, Joe.
So you guys are welcome to Youthful.
Thank you.
You won't welcome me.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Thank you very
Ray,
much.
Ray,
Thank
Ray,
you.
Ray, you're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, yes, and you also listening and watching us, you are welcome to Youthful on the radio show live here on Echo Television International, and we're excited to have you on the show with us.
Of course.
Yes, and we're looking forward to having a great time with one another, not just with us here, but with you, our
that's
viewer.
right, that's right.
Yes, and then as usual, we always try our best, to bring things that, we'll keep saying it, won't overemphasize it, that we always want to talk about things that everybody shy away from. It's eating us up, it's in our society, it's in our community, and it's becoming a norm that shouldn't be, but for some reason we are tolerating it. And the bottom line is that as Christians, there are things we shouldn't tolerate. It doesn't matter how woke we are, how modern we are, how civilized we are. We know where we get our standards from.
Of course.
And yes, it shouldn't change. So we want to talk about cohabitation. Yes, cohabitation, and precisely before marriage.
Of course.
That's
Because-
before marriage.
Of course, definitely before
If
marriage.
it is after marriage, still under cohabitation.
No, it still is cohabitation, though. Whether
it's
in marriage,
true,
whether
yeah,
it's
Yeah,
it's
true.
true.
Whether you're
Yeah,
married or not, it's
it
cohabitation.
still is.
But then we're talking about cohabitation
Before
marriage.
Before marriage, exactly. And I don't want to assume that
Everybody knows
everybody
what
knows
cohabitation
what
means.
it is. Yes, exactly. Tony, help us. Be cohabitation.
Cohabitation.
School us.
Yes, so
Calm down now. Calm
open
down.
dictionary, Oxford now. Oh,
As in,
just post our brain.
Okay, to simply define what cohabitation means, it simply refers to a man and woman who lives together and without before marriage, and then sharing some kind of intimacy between themselves.
Yeah,
That's
true.
cohabitation.
Yeah, Lala's
It's almost like the same thing, like the
just
state
the
of
same.
spouse staying together before marriage.
True.
It's more like an agreement they have.
Yeah.
Like, okay, fine, they just agreed they don't want to get married, they don't stay together. And some people feel they want to cohabit because they want to get to know each other. Which is
yeah.
wrong, actually.
True.
Because even if you're not together, there are things they say you will not get to know until you are married.
You're married,
true.
yeah.
So then that's
Very
just the excuse they give themselves.
True.
But then cohabiting before marriage is actually
It's absolutely wrong.
It's a no,
It's a no.
and Lana's already started with saying the reasons behind people saying they are living together. You need to get to know one
There are
another
various of
before.
reasons.
I mean, but if we'll tell ourselves the truth, if the married people will come and tell us the truth, is that even 10 years after living with each
you're
other,
still getting to know
still
your
getting
spouse.
getting to
Yes.
know
Yes.
each other.
You're
Exactly. It
married
doesn't
to.
finish. So what kind of deceit or lying to ourselves is
Are
that,
we
that you
doing?
want to get to
True.
know each other
No, the
in
thing
1
is,
year, 2
when someone
years?
wants to do something, they will definitely find something to hold on to,
Exactly.
not to exercise what they want
Find
to
the
do.
reason
course.
behind
That's
you
just-
seeing
that's
it.
just
Yeah,
the thing.
exactly.
That's
And
the thing.
one is that in as much as nobody says it, but it's always the sex, okay?
Of course.
Because you can't
There's
live
no way you stay together and then
Without
you
having-
won't tempt
of
each other.
course
and
now.
this is
Possible.
somebody you know that you're physically attracted
Attracted
to.
to.
It's not some friend that you see as a brother. Even at
that,
even at that, I mean,
it happens.
even at that, it still happens. And then another reason we shy away from is that even for the guys, because you know what, you don't have to cohabit before you have sex or get to know each other. But one of the reasons is always is from the let's say from the guy's side is for the domestic help.
Domestic help, true.
Then
you need
from
someone
the-
to cook for you, someone to wash for
Sometimes it's
you,
actually
and
been
all
driven
of
out
that.
of laziness. Like as a guy,
I
you are being
agree,
lazy
I
and
agree.
you
But
don't want
which
to do
fun
any of
is
those
it when we have
choices.
a society? If you say, "Kai, I'm hungry,"
And then you just
get
have someone
married.
simple, like
But it's true.
You know
it's
you're
true,
not
it's
ready
true,
to
it's
get
true.
married. So what's the
Actually,
next option?
it's not all about the domestic things.
It's not.
You get.
If you feel
Exactly.
you are capable, then why wouldn't you get married?
And but the thing is that he
But
knows
when
he's
you're
not yet
not
capable
ready,
yet.
and he's not
So
even
what's the
ready.
next option? Is just to find one girl that loves me so much.
Just to keep her in the
And
house,
then-
for her
and
to
then
just
the
help me.
other side
Get
for the
a help,
lady-
sir.
Get a help, yes.
Even
Get a help.
if you get a help, still you will still commit.
Well, but then it's true
So
though.
long she will be
And that's
coming
how we
over.
said it's just one
The
of those.
temptation
One of
of
those
yeah.
reasons,
True,
yeah.
it's one of the many factors, and then the opposite for the lady is always the financial
True.
gain and all of that
Support.
because support exactly because the moment the guy is hosting you, like
Of course, he's going to take care of everything.
take care of your
And then one
bills,
of the
your
re- one
rent
of-
free, your
one of the
food
reasons
food
is-
free and all of that,
One of the reasons is the mentality of the guy trying to checkmate wife materialism.
which is actually
which
I
is
don't
all
get.
of the upside down.
Because-
Yes,
reasons, though.
actually
Because some
upside
guys
down.
will be
It is
reasons.
like, some
very
guys will
upside
like,
down.
there is no way I would marry a girl without not, checking the normal things now.
So really?
to do the do.
So,
know.
You will get to
You
know
see?
that.
You
And
will,
what if you do
exactly.
it? I mean, sorry, after marriage you do it, and then it's not really what you actually thought it was.
I don't
Then it
understand
becomes a
what you
regret.
just
What
said.
are you trying
though.
to say?
Like,
Okay.
come again.
This is what I'm saying.
Uh-huh.
Let's say, for instance, there's this particular girl that says or that's been telling you that she's actually a virgin,
Okay.
and then you believed that she is a virgin, and then eventually you guys got married, and then you realize that she is not a virgin.
Okay. Well, I don't
I don't know anything about that.
What would
then-
you do?
No, we're talking
you always have
about
a special way of
No,
busting
I'm
out.
busting
our brains. Like seriously.
So the thing is, that's one of the reasons that some guys hold on to. Like,
Okay.
like, let me see if this guy is lying or not. Let me just check it and see.
Well,
So that I will not get married to her tomorrow, and then it's going to be very late for me to.
true,
okay, I'm
though,
not
but
interested.
but whether we like it or not, but there's so many lies going on in our society.
So
There's so
many,
many deceit,
so many,
and
true.
even like we've had people where we have guys that got to sleep with a lady because of the promise of I will marry you and all of that, and then we've also had ladies too who
These
have
days,
pretend
you
to
don't
be what
have
they are
necessarily
not.
promise a girl that you want to marry her before you have your way as a guy.
Okay,
It's
Yes.
happening
It's
though.
happening.
Which
you
is
can be friends
actually
with
wrong.
benefit. It's happening now.
It's
It's
happening.
happening, but then
It's
it's wrong.
happening.
You don't deceive a girl because you just want to sleep with her.
That's what I'm saying. It's not about deceit these days.
But
everything is just the
there are some
lies
people that you
around
just
us.
have, like, you'll be blunt that this is what I want to. Are you in or out? And some foolish girls will say, okay, yeah, I'm okay. let's
Well,
go
that's
with it.
true though, and then and I feel this is one thing that we have to talk about. You know, the lies we tell each other,
Sure.
the deceit, the compromise we make as people, as
youths.
adults, as youth,
Yeah.
growing up, and all of that, and all the things around us that are not acceptable, but
They're
for
not
some
appropriate,
reason
We just do it because
it's
exactly.
normal
we just
things
do
to
it
do.
because we
It seems to be
feel
a
it
normal,
is
it
normal,
seems to
and
be-
then that's just where cohabitation is coming from. Like it's how would I call it? Is giving birth
Actually,
to all of
To
these
all of
things.
these
Yeah,
things.
all of these things, and then we know where these things take place. You know,
of course, we know
Universities.
universities,
During
NYSC,
NYSC,
of
yeah.
course,
NYSC.
In fact,
the major places it
There was
happens.
this post I saw on social media,
Okay.
and the thing was like, why don't our parents or surprisingly just visit us in school and then see how their children are married in school? And all that.
Actually,
yeah, like
because I'm
if
very-
parents
I'm very
would do
s-
that, there'll be a lot of disappointment,
Of course,
heartbreaks,
of course.
and whatever. And then it's really sad because
But-
you think that your child
But don't
is
you
living
think?
the
Don't
kind
you
of
think?
life
Don't you
that
think
that
it's
you-
appropriate
you
for a
taught him
parent to
to.
know where his or her children?
Of course
or
it
child,
is. Most
sorry,
parents
his
will
or her
know,
child
you
is staying in the school, so that most times you can just surprisingly visit him or her to see what he or she
Like,
is doing in the school.
Definitely, right? Even if a parent
But some
does that,
parents
I feel when
don't.
you're living a fake life, you always have a lie.
you only have
to
a
back
lie
it
to
up.
back it up.
I
Back
feel-
up
What
any
lie
lie.
can you back up with you're staying with a guy?
He came to visit, she came to visit. What
Simple.
proof do you have that we are spending
Your mom
day and
cannot
night
just
here?
come in the middle of the night to visit you because she's suspecting you.
You understand?
They won't even suspect
They
you.
won't
They
suspect-
feel you're just doing
that-
the right thing.
That's the point, is that your child is out there and you know the sound training you've given
good,
that.
and you know he's
It's
responsible.
not
You
about
won't-
the
you won't
training.
even sit
It's
down and
not
start
about the
taking
training. There is
negative
peer-
of
that's what I
peer
don't
group.
say.
Peer
Peer
group.
group, by the
Exactly.
time you get to school, you'll be
You
influenced
won't
by
sit
peer
down and
groups.
just start thinking negatively about your
Actually,
child. No
of
parent will
course.
just sit down at home and start imagining my child is doing that.
No,
my child is
of
doing
course.
that. You can't think the worst of people, except if for some reason you have the facts in front of you and then you're
true.
disappointed. So the thought of even just going to catch the child in a deed in school will never come to.
And
a
you know
parent's
there are
mind.
nosy neighbors.
There are nosy neighbors.
You
True,
would-
there are.
You
All I'm
get, and then
suggesting
is
All I'm suggesting is it's going to be more appropriate if
Mm.
our parents sometimes can surprisingly come to school and visit us.
is cohabitation good?
It's not good now. It's not good. I'm not saying it is good, but
It's
I'm just
not.
saying that
Of course,
our parents should
cohabitation is
sometimes-
not good. It's not acceptable.
It's
It's
not.
actually a sin. Because you can't tell me you're going to stay with your spouse that you're not married to without having any intimacy.
It's
Is
not
of
possible.
course. And you know the thing is that we've talked about like the reasons why people do all of these things. But if we would tell ourselves the truth, like the real truth to why people cohabit, is because you're living far away from your parents.
Yes, yes.
Because
it's very true.
if I was to date somebody here in Jos, no matter my level of love and wanting to know how this person will be, whether we are compatible for marriage, I'll never pack my load and go and stay with him.
It
course not.
mustn't.
It's a gradual process.
We do it because we are far away from
From
home.
home.
That's why
Okay,
it's
let me say
mostly in
this.
the
Let me say this.
university and at
Cohabitation is
service.
not about you going to stay with a guy for like say weeks, say months or that. You can stay with a or probably spend the night over, and that's cohabitation too.
It is.
You can
Of
choose
course,
to lie
yes.
to your parents that okay, I'm going to say a wedding, and then you just
Yeah.
eventually go to your boyfriend's
Or
place and
maybe
all
you
of
say
that.
you're going to work, you have
or
something
or
to
probably
do
you're
all
spending the
night,
night
and then
over
you
at
end up
your
going
friend's
somewhere
place and all
else.
of that. It's
True.
as well
These
cohabitation.
are
So
all
it
lies,
mustn't
right?
be it mustn't be a week thing or a month thing or anything as such. Even
Even
a
if
day,
it's overnight,
even
yeah.
a day like a night over is still
We
cohabitation.
keep
Of course,
lying to cover up
all
all
of
the
it,
lies.
it does the same damage to the society. So we can't sit down and say one is lesser evil, or because yours was just one night, you're a better
Then you
person
feel-
than
that's
someone
not true.
who is living their whole life with that person and they're not yet. It's still the same
still the
thing.
same thing.
However, it's always distance that gives room for that, because
cohabitation.
no, you can't keep lying the same lie every
Every
day.
day.
You won't be having
There are some
wedding
people-
every
Every
there are
day,
day.
some
of
people
course.
that are very
Yes,
good in lying.
exactly.
oh.
No,
Some
there's
people have distinction in lying.
of course, but you can't say the same lie every day and think people will believe you. I
There are
might just
different
hear
tactics
you. No,
now.
I might just hear you, Tony. You can't
I
tell
can
me the
teach you
same lie
some.
for a
I can
whole
teach you
month.
some.
No, we're not here to learn
We're
how
not
to
here
lie.
to learn how to
And
lie.
I don't
We
want
can't
to
say
learn.
lie.
Thank
I'm just
you.
saying
No,
that there are
thank
different
you.
tactics of
My
lying.
point is, no matter how good a liar you are, you can't be consistent for a whole month. Somebody will pick it and they will just start looking at you and they know you're lying, but of course, who has time to keep dragging with a liar? You just let it be and all of that. And then where does this influence come from?
From our
Something
peer
in our
group.
society.
From
the
peer
soci-
group?
From the society too.
Yeah, true.
Because by the time you see people doing it, you feel like
You
it's
feel
normal.
it's
and let me
normal
just
for
do
you
it
to
as
do.
well.
I think one of the biggest influences, the kind of entertainment we watch.
Okay, let me ask
The
you-
kind of
okay.
celebrities we follow on social media. You find out that people's couple goal
True.
are celebrities that are living together and not married. So, and you find out that we are fans of reality shows and we know how their lifestyle are. And before you know it, we want to live like them because these are the people you look up to as mentors. These are the people you say you want to. These are your couple goal
kind
people.
of people.
Exactly. So whether we like it or not, you find out that because you're even doing it because you want to go on social media and snap with your boo that you're living with your boo. Exactly, because
you
TikTok.
feel it's actually
celeb-
acceptable.
Yes,
which
because
is
the
not.
people you are looking up to
are doing it, so you feel it's
exactly.
right.
Yes.
But then there's something the Bible has taught us. said we should flee from sexual immorality.
We should.
It's actually a sin for you to cohabit, because when you cohabit, you stay lying to your parents, and secondly, you're using another lie. You're just deceiving yourself, being in love with that person, and there's a danger behind that. That when you end up living with that person, and then he's done with you, he dumps you,
moves on,
and then he picks someone else again.
And
do you get? It becomes a regret for you. So then it's more advisable for us to understand that cohabitation is totally wrong.
Like there's this pride a lady should have, having breaking up with a guy, and then like nothing happened between you guys.
Like you have
like
to stand
this pride. I'm not a girl, but I know that this pride as a lady.
And you allow us to be the one to talk about the pride. Which one is it? I don't
but you know how you take
no. How you take no? Allow us now. All right, but then yes, we've said a lot, right, concerning where it starts from, the influence, how we go about it, the lies and everything in the society. But I would like us to dwell a lot on God's standard. It's not just enough for us to say it's wrong.
Of course.
It's not just enough for us to come from our own moral points of view. Sorry. But then what is
the complete sin?
It is.
And it's a pride for you to feel you are married to your own husband, or let's say, because even the Bible has taught us, it says in Genesis chapter 2 verse 24, it said, for this reason a man shall leave his father and his mother and be joined to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. So it means if you that pride of you getting married to that person on that special day, it's a thing of joy. So why would you do you get
you're just continuing like you're officially now telling people like we don't take but now let's just officially do things. But
then that joy of knowing that you are married to this person, it's actually something is legal, and then people will actually see you and be proud of you. So then even the Bible has taught us that cohabitation is completely wrong. It's a sin, because even the that's in the 10 commandments is telling us that thou shalt not sin, thou shalt not commit adultery.
Exactly. True.
The thing is, if as a guy I feel I can cohabit a girl for 6 months or more, then I should know that I am capable of getting married. Care of her,
so you can get married to her.
So if I can cohabit a girl for that sort of time or period of time as well, I think I should be able to marry and then take care of her.
And I was going to say something right in line with cohabitation, and then I put it down here because I feel we get relationship wrong.
True.
That's why you find people living 1-2 years without getting married. And I put it down here. Okay, I said God's standard of living and his design for us as his children on the way we should carry ourselves. Courtship in the Bible was pretty short and straight to the point. You see a girl, you like her, she agrees, she likes you too, your family goes to her, make some agreement, pay down, marriage done set.
That court or date for 5-10 more years.
And just as you
what
said,
do you want to
if
know?
you're in a position that you can actually house a
what
girl,
you want to know? What else do you want to do after marriage?
When you get
we
married?
have many cases. Isaac and Rebecca and a messenger go see I can't tell Isaac and
I don't see
so why are we stressing ourselves that we have to stay too long, spend 5 years living together to no one? If we're going to truly follow the Bible as Christians, life will be very easy for us truly on so many levels. But I think we don't even read the word to know what the Bible expects from us and how it has guided. Like as you said, if you are now in a position where you can host a girl, feed 2 people plus payers and give her TP as she dey go lecture or as she dey go
come cook for you,
then it means
you know that
you can actually marry her.
You don't need to like stay forever and all of that, and clinging and living is only for marriage, is not before. Because you've become one. Like when we talked about premarital sex in our previous episode, you've already become one. I think what's just left, as we said, is for you to go and announce it now that we've become one, and probably sign the papers and all of that.
Should we say ignorance too can constitutes to this?
That's just what we've been saying. Is the ignorance that
because many of us don't really know about some of these things. And that's why
but then your Bible is there. It's more like a manual for you to always go through to get all these things.
How many youths read Bible?
And that's why we're here to tell
them, read your Bible and then know that cohabitation is completely wrong. It's not acceptable. It's a sin.
Don't see reality television is scripted.
Of course.
You should know
they
that.
They show you what they want you to see.
They want want you
they
to
show you the
see,
glam
actually.
life, but these people are not even finding it easy.
Easy,
Relationship
true.
wise.
And that's why you hear issue of divorce today.
Let
So
your
person divorcing so person.
yeah, a lot
like,
of divorce.
it's just
Let your
like that.
couple go, not be those Instagram couple. For Christ's sake, can you look at your mom and your dad?
your dad.
Oh, see,
Can you look
as
at
in
your uncle that have
easy-
been married for 50
Tony
years?
taking this very personal.
That's easy. Mentor, like they are mentors for
Yes,
you. You don't have to
because
go
you're
somewhere
in
else
the
and meet your
family,
mentors.
you see the ups and the low. You see how they
yeah.
fight through their differences
And how
and
they
still
settle.
go, and how they settle. They even tell you how they had their relationship
True.
and how they got married. What makes you think is not achievable now?
It's very
Exactly.
achievable.
So yes, just as you said, ignorance. We're here to tell you to read your Bible. It's a manual. It tells you exactly how to go about your relationship and what that you don't need to stay forever trying to test run and know whether you're
That's the word I've been
compatible.
trying to remember.
Test
that
run.
word. Test run.
I know it's your word, but thank that I just brought it now. I've helped
How is it
you.
my word?
Yes, it helps
How is
you.
it my word?
Test run. All right, ladies. No, just one lady.
One lady and a
And-
gentleman.
And a
Two
gentle guy,
ladies.
gentle guy.
Two ladies and a
Gentleman.
gentleman. We have come to the end of cohabiting on this
that's
stage.
sad.
Oh no, on this
yeah,
set.
this set
Yes,
actually.
and we are
because
done.
we
I'm
are
tired of
done
living
about-
with you. Yeah, and Lala, go find your.
Oh, really?
we are done. We are done living in this
Wow.
space for
So you're
today.
serving me breakfast right now.
Yes, and they go. We are
So
done.
Allah.
Exactly. And I'm looking forward to doing this with you guys next time.
Thank you
And
for
Always
having
ready.
us.
no, we're not going to make the mistake of giving the hint of what our next topic will be all about. Just if you want to know,
They should anticipate.
tune in. Yes,
Tune
and
in
watch and know
watch
what
us.
we have for you next time.
And I
then-
assure you have a lot to learn.
You do. And I keep saying it. We know they rush. We are not going
no,
anywhere.
we're not going anywhere. We
here.
dey
We
here.
dey
Take
here.
am
Yes,
jeje, no rush am,
We're-
na
yes,
jeje
we're going to
something.
talk about everything. Even if you don't want to hear it, you will hear it. And before we go, we are not here to judge anybody.
True.
Not
though.
You might be
That's
watching
true.
this right now and your boo is beside you
Just tell him to marry you like
for like 6
Yeah,
months.
please, bro.
Next morning,
don't
tell
young
him
girl
I'm
in favor
going
of
back
marrying
home.
her.
Not be saying a break up, but we need to do this right.
True, we need to
Yeah,
do
exactly.
things right.
Shebi
You
you
can
get your
always
papa
there's
house,
grace.
go out.
There's grace. That's why Jesus came to give us grace,
Yeah.
like for us to be able to make it right and then turn things for us. So we're not here to tell you you can't fix your life or we're not here for that, but to tell you that you know what, the word is there to guide you and you can always turn things around for
You can start
yourself.
afresh.
So bye bye Lalas. Please hit us with that jam. And
take it,
go.
take it,
Yes,
take it.
by Limo Blaze.
Yeah.
Yes, so let's listen to this music
can't
as we
find the
go, and you
song.
can vibe and
So
no,
I will
she
mime.
will.
Okay, you've seen it.
Yes, thank you, please.
Take it easy.